Welcome, welcome, welcome. You are back here on the channel with XRP. It is Thursday, April 2nd. We are into the month of April. That amazing Easter weekend is coming, y'all. Who all got plans for Easter weekend? Let me know what your plans are. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know what your plans are for Easter weekend. My plans, me personally, I just plan on kicking back, spending some time at home. Luckily, I will not be in the gym this weekend with my daughter. We don't have a AAU tournament. We are smack dab in the middle of AAU travel season with her, but thankfully, y'all, I will not be stuck in the gym all weekend. Let me just add real quick that this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. Please be safe in this market and do your research and use good judgment. All right, today, y'all, we're gonna start by first taking a look at the market. As you can see here, we have had some downtrend the last 24 hours as well as the last 7 days. Now, let me tell y'all about this 7 days. So the last couple days, today's Thursday, I think around Monday evening into Tuesday, we had some nice little uptrend in a lot of the assets. But yesterday, we just started pulling back really hard. As you can see on the 24-hour here in a lot of the assets. As you can see, Bitcoin down to 66,300, Ethereum back down to around that $2,000 mark, XRP under that $1.30 mark. If we come down here, Chainlink under that $9 mark, Stellar that back down around 16 cents, Hedera 8 cents. So we've had some pullback, y'all, but these pullbacks do not discourage me because I know what this is. I've been studying it long enough. I've been researching, following long enough. I know what this market and what this asset class is, and I know what type of wealth it will produce in the future, in the long term. So I never worry about these pullbacks. I just use these pullbacks as simply as buying opportunities, okay? Now, today, y'all, I have a special treat for y'all. I know I talk about diversification and diversifying in a lot of the other assets that will have real world value and real world use case in the market. But as y'all know, I am really, really, really big on XRP. And the reason I am big on XRP is because I've just seen too many major things in the financial sector that involve Ripple and XRP, right? Another reason why I hold XRP is back in 2020, I had a friend come to me and say, hey, you need to check out this cryptocurrency, this asset. Now, keep in mind, y'all, back then, I was just like everybody else. I thought cryptocurrency was a fraud. I thought it was like this fake, like internet money. It was used for, illicit stuff on the black market, et cetera, right? And so when my friend told me about this XRP asset, I listened, but I just kind of stared at this thing for a couple months before I even, looked into it. And then one day I just said, you know what? Let me just look into this thing and see what it's all about. And y'all, let me tell y'all, when I started to follow and research into XRP, I quickly understood what it was. I quickly understood what a major financial tool and asset is going to be in the future. Okay. Another reason why I found a lot of interest in XRP is because when I came to the market, I noticed that it was the lowest in value of all the assets that have real world use case and utility, right? It was the lowest in price in 2020. I think I got in around, 10 or 11 cents. And I started just researching its functionality and what it does and its main use case. And I just thought that was extremely cheap for an asset that's going to have those type of attributes. The functionality, if we look at the functionality of XRP, transacts in 3.5 seconds. Transactions only cost a half a penny. If we look at the many partnerships that Ripple, the company, has, right? And I actually have that here. Let's just take a look at it, right? Right here, Ripple partnerships, okay? This is on all about XRP.com. I will post this link to this website so y'all will know where to find this and where to look up this information for yourself. Always feel free when I discuss a topic and show information, I'll always post the website or the link where I researched it or where I read up on it, and you can feel free to go read up on it yourself. Okay, y'all. Like I said, I only bring y'all stuff. This is not stuff that I'm just magically sitting around thinking up in my own brain, right? This is stuff that I'm actually sifting around, poking around, reading articles, following YouTube influencers, listen to information. This is stuff that facts that I am getting from other sources that make it credible. Okay. So this is all about XRP.com, and it just shows the Ripple partnerships. And if we start right here, Ripple partnerships from SBI Holdings to MasterCard. Okay. I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on the words and the institutions, etc., that stick out to me, right? So MasterCard, BNY Mellon. Okay, the complete list of banks, payment providers, and institutions in the Ripple network across 55 plus countries, y'all. All right. If we read here, Ripple has hundreds of partners across 55 plus countries, including SBI Holdings. We just talked about MasterCard. We just talked about BNY Mellon, Banco Santander, and Standard Chartered. Partners use XRP as a bridge currency via ODL, Ripple custody for digital assets management, and RLUSD for stablecoin settlements. Ripple is also working with 20 plus central banks on CBDC pilots. All right. And if we scroll down here, this just gets into how do partners use XRP and the Ripple technology. Okay, we won't worry about any of that. I want to point out the partnerships, okay, and to help y'all understand what you hold when you hold XRP. Okay, that's what we hitting on today. All right. So if we look here, strategic and major partners, key strategic relationships driving the Ripple ecosystem. SBI Holdings, Japan's largest financial conglomerate, co-created SBI Ripple Asia in 2016, operates SBI VC trade and drives XRPL adoption across Asia. MasterCard partnered in 2025 with WebBank and Gemini to settle fiat card transactions using RLUSD on the XRP ledger. BNY Mellon selected as custodian for RLUSD stablecoin reserves, providing institutional credibility and trust. MoneyGram, there's another one that I've mentioned before, and being involved in this whole digital shift, this digital transformation that the financial system is currently going through. MoneyGram, strategic ODL partnership from 2019 to 2021 for cross-border payments, paved the way for institutional adoption. All right, if we come down here, we see banks and financial institutions, major banks connected to RippleNet and the XRP ledger ecosystem. Banco Santander, one of the world's largest banks. That's all you need to know right there, really, in this segment with Banco Santander, one of the world's largest banks. Use RippleNet for its OnePay FX cross-border payment app. Standard Chartered, major international bank using Ripple technology for cross-border payments. BBVA uses Ripple custody, Medico harmonized for digital asset custody, and is Ripple payments client. All right. MUFG, Mitsubishi UFJ, Japan's largest bank and RippleNet member. I think I maybe butchered that right there, but that's all right. We're gonna keep pushing through, y'all. I'm just showing you these partnerships. All right. Citibank uses Ripple custody, Metco harmonized for institutional digital asset custody. All right. I mean, and the list goes on, right? Arc Bank, Axis Bank. I'm not familiar with a whole lot of these partnerships. I think or banks. I think a lot of these, and that's the thing. A lot of these are not just U.S. banks or U.S. central banks, y'all. Ripple is connected worldwide. Look right here. Axis Bank, India's third largest private bank. Akbank, Turkey, leading private bank. Westpac, Australia's second largest bank connected to RippleNet. All right. If we come down here, we look at payment providers and fintechs, companies using Ripple payments and ODL for cross-border transfers. And that is XRP's prime use case, okay? Settling and facilitating large cross-border payments, okay? Sending large amounts of money with speed, y'all. This is the game changer, all right? Trianglo, TransferGo. Triangle, 40% owned by Ripple, processes ODL powered payments across 25 corridors with 970 million plus in volume. All right, TransferGo, European remittance provider using ODL for instant cross-border transfers. All right, and the list goes on. Bexus Banco, Brazilian payment institution using ODL for Brazil and corridor payments. Y'all, are y'all seeing how massive Ripple's infrastructure is? Do y'all see the type of financial plumbing that Ripple has laid within the financial system? American Express explored RippleNet for B2B cross-border payments between US Bank and UK. If we come down here, I mean, the partnerships just continue. Okay, tokenization digital assets, partners building tokenized asset infrastructure on the XRP ledger. Okay, Archax, FCA regulated exchange tokenized assets, including BlackRock's money market fund on the XRPL. Meldgold, tokenizing gold and precious metals on the XRP ledger. Look at all these partnerships and all this functionality hitting the XRP ledger. All right, let's go down to central bank partnerships. Okay, this is huge. Ripple is working with 20 plus central banks on CBDC pilot programs. Okay, Republic of Palau. Y'all, these are world national banking institutions. All right, national stablecoin, Republic of Palau, national stablecoin, PSC built on the XRPL, launched as a pilot in 2023. Okay, Bhutan piloting a retail CBDC on the XRP ledger private sidechain. Colombia exploring CBDC solutions using Ripple's CBDC platform. Montenegro working with Ripple on digital currency infrastructure. Y'all, Ripple and XRP, as you can see, is under every, like I was saying before, is under every financial rock that you look under. All right. So the partnerships, the connections, the financial plumbing that Ripple has built over these years, y'all, is one major reason why I hold and understand what I hold in XRP. Now, let's get into some recent news. And that recent news is that Ripple, the company, if we look over here, Ripple, the company, has secured a national charter banking license. Okay. If we look here, sorry for that little delay there, but if we look here, okay, this is on ripple.com. This is actually Ripple's website. Okay, y'all, this is credible because this is straight from Ripple's website. This is ripple.com. Okay, I will post this in the description as well. I will post this link to this website as well, so you can go fact check this, go research it yourself. All right. I tell you in the beginning, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I just give this information, y'all, to put it out here in front of you. Feel free to fact check it. Go check the links. Go check the websites. You will see the credible information for yourself. Okay. Ripple secures federal approval to establish National Trust Bank. This is recent, y'all, with Ripple. Okay. If you don't know what that means, pretty much in simple terms, Ripple has been approved to be its own bank. All right. Ripple is trying to be a bank, y'all. If we come down here, let's just read up on it. OCC charter expands Ripple's regulatory reach and reinforces RLUSD as the gold standard for compliance and trust. San Francisco, California, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, OCC, today announced that Ripple, the leader in enterprise. Now, this is not physically, technically today, y'all. This happened I believe a couple months ago. I can't remember the exact date. You can fact check that as well. I'm sure that you can look that up on Ripple's website when this became official. But let's just keep diving into this. All right. The leader in enterprise blockchain and crypto solutions received conditional approval for its application to establish Ripple National Trust Bank, RNTB, a federal supervised trust bank. This OCC approval comes after the passage of the Genius Act. All right. The Genius Act passed last year, y'all. All right. Which President Trump signed in July 2025. See it, you hear it right there. To establish clear rules of the road for U.S. stablecoins, today's announcement from the OCC reinforces Ripple's leadership in building transparent regulation first financial solution and its long-standing commitment to working with regulators and policymakers. Y'all, Ripple has been working with regulators from the beginning. Ripple has always made statements that they want to do it right. They want to work with regulators. They want to play by the rules. They want to establish a trust and working relationship with policymakers and regulators. All right. Let's continue. With a national trust bank managing RLUSD reserves, Ripple's stablecoin business will be subject to oversight as a trust company at both the state and federal levels through the New York Department of Financial Services, NYDFS, and the OCC, respectively. This dual layer of regulation sets a new bar for transparency and compliance in the stablecoin market, something no other issuers today can claim. As traditional finance continues to enter the market, they will look to leverage stablecoins with the highest regulatory rigor and compliance, offering the trust and reliability required for enterprise adoption. The conditional approval of our trust bank charter represents a massive step towards setting the highest standard for stablecoin compliance with both federal and state oversight, said Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse. Now, I've been following y'all. I've been following Brad Garlinghouse for years, since 2020. All right. This guy, Brad Garlinghouse, he moves with confidence, y'all. All right. He's the only crypto company CEO that I have seen in major financial meetings with financial powerhouses around the world. All right. He's the only CEO I see in the rooms with these people, with these companies, with these financial institutions. All right. Let's continue. While anti-innovation bank lobbyists may claim otherwise, we are ensuring RLUSD is the most transparent and responsibly managed stablecoin. Excuse me. Let me get a sip of coffee. Let me just clear up that little congestion there. Sorry, y'all. It's early in the morning, and sometimes you just need a sip of coffee just to get through, push through. All right, let's keep powering through, y'all. With final approvals from the OCC, Ripple can provide even stronger protections for RLUSD holders while ensuring the highest levels of accountability and security. RNTB services will also extend the same regulatory rigor behind RLUSD into its broader payments and institutional services offerings. Utility is already driving adoption as RLUSD, that's Ripple stablecoin. That's what RLUSD is. It's a Ripple stablecoin, all right, has surpassed 1 billion market cap in less. Yes, the stablecoin RLUSD is doing very well. All right, it's passed a 1 billion market cap in less than a year and is actively used in Ripple's payment solutions and as collateral by prime brokers like Ripple Prime, underscoring real-world demand for regulated, trusted stablecoins. Ripple Payments, built on more than a decade of enterprise experience, leverages digital assets and stablecoins for real-time settlement, efficient on and off ramps, and global liquidity. Ripple's payout network extends to over 90% of the global FX market, processing more than 95 billion to date. All right. And then just a quick last thing here about Ripple. Ripple is a financial technology company that offers crypto solutions for business. Ripple Payments uses blockchain to make cross-border payments faster. Its main use case, cross-border payments, we talked about that, more transparent and widely accessible. Ripple Custody offers customers a secure way to store and manage digital assets. Through Ripple Prime, the company offers a global multi-asset prime brokerage for institutional customers. Ripple stablecoin, RLUSD, We hit on that. We talked about that for a second. RUSD, the stable coin, and the cryptocurrency XRP are leveraged across these solutions to make traditional finance more efficient and enable new ways to utilize digital assets. Now, let's kind of put emphasis on this last part here. Ripple's stablecoin, RLUSD, and the cryptocurrency XRP are leveraged across these solutions, all the solutions that we talked about here, okay, with the banking charter license, all right, are leveraged across all the solutions to make traditional finance more efficient and enable new ways to utilize digital assets. So this is why it's important that you know and understand what you hold with XRP, because it is at the center point of this whole digital finance and this digital it's in the center of finance and this whole digital shift, y'all. All right. Now, I hope this was enough to kind of help you understand why you hold XRP and why you should have a good amount of XRP. All right. Now, I'm not going to take any more of y'all time today. Remember, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just bringing this information to y'all. Y'all, please be safe in this market and do your research. I'm just bringing this to y'all just to put it in the forefront and make you aware. All right. Now, remember, if you're sliding by the channel, you're listening, you're watching, you're checking it out, please don't forget to give me a like and subscribe, y'all. Okay. Take that time to press that like button, press that subscribe button. It's free. Don't cost you anything. And you know what I'm saying? It gives me a little more motivation to keep coming back and, you know, and bringing y'all this great information. All right. Now, we're going to leave it right there, y'all. I hope everybody has a great Easter weekend. Everybody enjoy. And till the next one.